throughout his years, and he seems to be able to apply it, even from the classroom to the field, just being able to make that adjustment, in an hour, 30-minute span. Not everybody can do that, but so it's been good to kind of see him continue to grow.
We had a team spec the other day, and you described a phenomenon where on the field you sometimes will leave a guy maybe blatantly open, knowing that, okay, I want the quarterback to throw. Is that something you do on purpose? And can you just describe your thought process in that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it too often. I guess it depends on what quarterback you're going against. Usually against Patrick, I try to play as honest as possible. I don't guess as much as I do with other guys, but I do try to find different ways to challenge myself, not just me, but my teammates as well.
You came into the league, and there wasn't a lot of guys like you that could kind of play the slot and play safety. That's become more of a common thing. You got guys that are moving around on this team. Have you noticed that evolution, that change just in the time that you've been here, about how you got to kind of be able to be more of a hybrid? A lot of guys, maybe except for the outside guys, everybody's got to have kind of that abilities.
Yeah, and I think that really, separates you from the rest of the guys. Most of these scouts are looking for guys that are 6 feet and, run 4.3. So I think for us guys in our bucket, we just try to make the most of, what God gave us. And, a lot of times it's, our instincts, our mental approach. And but I do see I sense a trend of, more and more guys wanting to play, more than one spot.
And back in the day, I remember Jimmy Johnson was like, he was revolutionary supposedly because he took linebackers, made him D linemen, safeties, made him linebackers, right? He was wanting to get speed out on the field, and one of the things he said was, you never lose that feeling of feeling fast, right? So when you move to a quote-unquote bigger position, you're still fast. Does it work that way, kind of like corner and safety? Like even though you move out to safety, you still feel comfortable out there? If you played that in college, right? You've had that experience that you're more comfortable. You don't feel out of place when you go in and have to then pick up a guy man-to-man?
Yeah, I mean, speaking for me personally, I've been blessed to have some really good coaches, even going way back to high school. So a lot of the fundamentals that a cornerback, possess or a safety possess, I feel like I can possess all those things. So I think it all goes back to fundamentals, how well you were coached, and then your mental capacity, how much are you willing to do the dirty work,
What should we be looking for in this first preseason game from the defense, particularly from the ones?
Well, anytime a defense takes the field, you want to keep the other team out of the end zone. I think that's most importantly. Obviously, you want to see the young guys kind of step up, make plays. I think the most important thing, you want to be able to communicate. You want to have sound communication. Obviously, you don't want any mental errors. So I'll probably say those are the things that, I look for as a player when I take the field. Just how well can I communicate? How can I not, have mental errors? And then it's all about playing fast.
Maybe made McCole Hardman a tougher receiver to defend this training game?
I mean, he's gone up against me a lot, so I feel like he knows like all my tricks. But obviously he's a guy that's really taking this thing personal, and I think that's how you have to approach this business if you really want to go to the next level. So I think him just looking himself in the mirror, understanding the impact that he could have, understanding how he could affect the team positively or negatively. It's exciting to see him, come into this camp. Just more of a young man.
Tyrann, comment off the wall question. You were a great return guy. Do you ever sit there, I'm just curious, do you look out there and go, man, I'd like a shot at that, like I'd like to return, or do you sit there and go, no, I don't need those hits anymore?
Nah, I mean, my coach need me. Obviously I can still catch a punt here and there, but it's not something that I pride myself on. Back in the day, before my knee injuries, I would never wanted to come off the field, but I'm a little older now, a little more work on the wheels. Just kind of leave it to those guys that are special at that.
Patrick mentioned that you give him every single look when he goes up against you, and it makes him stay on his toes. For you, vice versa, what is it like going up against Patrick every day at camp?
I mean, it's difficult. He's not an average quarterback. He could put the ball anywhere, any spot on the field. But I think just us kind of working off each other, obviously competing with each other, that mental gymnastics that we kind of go through pre-snap, post-snap, just trying to find each other, what we're doing. I think it's going to make both of us sharper.